beautiful people. It's great having you on the show today, and welcome to another episode. It is what it is. Talk show where they talk as EV. This is Viewpoint. On the show, we talk about the latest trends and developments to the underlying issues and challenges. We dive into the world of entertainment, politics, health, education, lifestyle, power of community, you just name it. So sit back, relax, and engage in our conversations. My name is Hadiza Galadima, and right here with me in the studio, as always, are my co-hosts, Confidence and Rachel. All we do on the show is spark meaningful conversations, inspire change within our community as we engage in others' dialogue. Let's get started. The greatest cruelty is our casual blindness to the despair of others. That was from an anonymous writer. So we will be talking about the up to the minute issues in the country. We will be talking about the ICPC's current investigation of a massive fraud by the Ministry of Agriculture. We will also be talking about the importance of financial education and managing personal finances. And lastly on the show, we will be talking about comparison. All this and more after the break.
Experience the acceleration of Oweleketv. Get the latest news from the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry to the pulse-pounding realm of sports. We provide accurate and up-to-date information, exclusive interviews with top political analysts that will leave you craving more. Our team of professionals delivers captivating content from Nigeria and beyond. Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleket.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. This is Viewpoint, talk show where they talk as EB. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences is currently investigating the Federal Ministry of Agriculture over a massive fraud in connection with the diversion of funds meant for monitoring exercises and sensitization programs in the ministry. 5 senior officials in the Department of Farm Input Support Services of the ministry were detained for 5 days before their release, while a director amongst them was released on health grounds. So the sum of 200 million naira was found in the bank account of one of the officials. 100 million naira was found in the bank account of one of his children, and over 250 million naira in cash was found in the Abuja house of one of the arrested suspects. Inflow of over 60 million naira was found in the bank account of one of the suspects, and seizure of landed properties, including bakery and a herbal hospital, was seized, like I said earlier. So what are your thoughts as regards this? This is a sector, or this is an industry we're feeling the government was not doing enough for. If the government wasn't really doing anything for them, then how comes this huge amount of money?
Minister of Agriculture. I think I said on one of the shows, our farmers are one of the most underrated people because without them, I wonder how we'll be able to feed. Because most of what we Nigerians eat, most of what we feed on are our own local meal. That's what we are that's what we get satisfied mostly with. Ministry of Agriculture siphoning this kind of money, it's quite pathetic because you see these farmers, they're not helping them in any way. They're still doing their own local kind of farming. You go to these farms, you go to villages, and you see the way they are working so hard. Then they transport it to the market. We're not even talking about the transportation because, I think you're the one I was telling recently. I said sometimes it's not just when we say food is expensive, and we say even our own local food is expensive. It's not because it is right close to where we live that they go to the farm. Some of these things, they bring them from different states and then they transport them to different locations. You talk about transportation, talk about so many things, and then there's someone somewhere siphoning their money while these people labor and work hard under the sun. Like you said, 100 million in one of the children's accounts. I'm not surprised because this is Nigeria. It's a norm. Corruption will continue, but the question is, when they uncover these things, these crimes, and when they get this money, where does the money go into? Because the only thing we hear is, okay, government sees this social amount and then that is it. We've not heard okay, they brought farmers together, this is what they want to do for farmers, and we're not even seeing what they are doing for these farmers. You keep hearing complaints upon complaints. The reason why, because I'm wondering why our own local food will be even more expensive than some imported foods. Yes, I don't want to start mentioning them, but most of what is imported, they are quite lesser. Imagine our own local rice being, you'll be wondering, our own local rice shouldn't be more than this social amount. It should be something everyone, even the poorest of the poor, according to our government, even the poorest of the poor, it should be something they can afford. But our own local rice, our beans, even our gari before that was something that they say if you're hungry, gari na normal. Once you're hungry, just go. But now gari is the rich man's food because our farmers, they are not finding it easy. And we have a Ministry of Agriculture. Now, what is the work of the Ministry of Agriculture? To me, I feel like the Ministry of Agriculture is supposed to be one of the most important ministry in Nigeria. When I say most important, it should be like the topmost ministry in Nigeria. But you find out that you're not hearing so much from them. But when now we're hearing from them, we're hearing that they are siphoning our money. I'm not surprised.
Honestly speaking, I think this is a slap on the face of people who take out their time, their sweat and their energy, and they work so hard hoping to get support from the government, and this is what they get. This amount of money in their children's accounts, this amount of money in this account. So the question is, if ICPC did not uncover it, what would have happened? It would have continued like that. It's not catching them that's the problem. Once they are caught, will justice be served? Will these monies that have been allocated for these farmers, for different programs for farmers, would this money that has been allocated, would they actually be given for that purpose, or would it continue, business as usual? Rachel was saying something, and I just remembered how back in the East, my parents had told me something about farmers running away from their farms because of Fulani herdsmen coming to kill them. So it's not just that they are not even getting support. There are other issues. Some of them don't even have, they can't get grants, they can't get access to loans, and these are some of the things that the Ministry of Agriculture is there for. But you see, the thing is, you get to the ministry, everybody is busy, and you're wondering, what are they busy doing? Where is the product? What is the result of all these officials? Some days you get to the ministry and some people that are supposed to be on seat are not even there. So you're wondering, and I'm not surprised when, on one of the occasions months ago, I heard a news about, was it the government saying that they were going to merge, close down certain ministries, because what are you people there for? If you can't do what you've been set up as a parastatal for, then why are you there? Because why would an official in a ministry that is sitting down there to work for the people, why would you be siphoning money? To do what with the money? 100 million, 250 million property. It's saddening. It's infuriating. It is annoying. It's all shades of, I'm just angry at this point. And there are people there in the village that are willing to work, that are willing to serve their country, that are willing to do something to push out this food so that they can even get money for their own livelihood. And everything is just going to dust. The question is ICPC, they've uncovered it. Will the justice be served? Will the money that they've uncovered, will it be allocated for the purpose for which it was originally meant for? That is the question.
They'll send prayers to farmers' mailboxes.
Nigeria, our country. We would love to hear from you, our viewers, your take as regards this recent development. Get involved in our comment sections. We would love to hear from you as always. All right, let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Now, moving on to our next topic, we will be talking about the importance of financial education and managing personal finances. This has become increasingly important in today's world where money plays such a vital role in our lives. So, it is important to understand that financial discipline is a key to achieving financial success, and financial education is the cornerstone. So, financial education is not only helping an individual to manage their funds better, or it is rather helping individuals manage their funds better. It can help individuals stay clear of destructive financial habits and make informed decisions about finances. So, with the growing complexities of financial system, the significance of financial education and personal finance management is greater than we can imagine. So, enabling people to become financially illiterate, is a valuable life skill that everyone should acquire. So it is essential to encourage people to acquire necessary knowledge and skills to secure their financial future. So, ladies, what can we do? Let me just personalize it now. What can we do to imbibe a good financial management for a better future?
Financial literacy, that's number one. There's so many of us out there who don't know how to manage our monies. Yes, the money is not there quite all right, but what are you doing with the one in your hand? You don't when you're not financially literate, there's always the possibility of overspending. Now, I'm not just talking about budgeting, I'm saying being financially literate, and I'm also talking to myself because all of us are guilty. There are key things you should know, or we as young people, or we as a people should know about our finances that would actually help us curb some habits. For example, when you don't know that you're supposed to budget your money, no matter how small you get, yes, we know that Nigeria is hard, but there are some things that, for example, my kind of person, there are things I will crave, normally I used to be an ice cream and shawarma kind of girl. When I was in school, I used to eat it well. But, as you advance in life, you will tell yourself the truth that these things are becoming luxuries in quote, and at some point you might need to cut it down. Why? So that you can keep the money for more important things. It's just like opportunity costs. It's also a financial literate term. Putting your priorities, your wants, your needs. What am I supposed to be using the money to do at this time? What am I not supposed to be using the money to do at this time? Know your wants and your needs. I think one of the things that's plaguing us, we don't know our wants and our needs. What identifies as needs, we push it aside, and just focus on wants. What I want. Wants are things that are short term that you can get at any time, but a need is long term. For example, fridge. A fridge could be a need for somebody. Having to keep your things, store them, let it be preserved. That's a need because it will serve you for the long term. But things like, let's say, clothes, bags, things that people hoard, these are wants. These are things that you can get at any point. And people overspend. At the end of the day, they're like, I don't know what is happening to my money. I think the first thing to do is become, literate, learn some key things that would help your finances, for you not to overspend, for you not to underspend, because we don't talk about that one enough. When we learn some of these things, then we can know what is actually fighting us. Because you hear a lot of people tell you, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. There are people that earn money, but at the end of the day, there's nothing to show for it because they too, you understand, have their issues. So I think being financially literate would help us, not just as people, women, men, children, learning it at an early stage, learning the importance of budgeting, cutting down, putting your finances in such in a box, you outline it, tick it. I think it will help us for you not to overspend. When you're not supposed to be spending money on something, you keep that money for something that is more important. So I think it's very essential.
Yeah, because when you save, it will give you room to get what you want.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's just it.
Okay, for me, I think discipline and self-control covers all. I feel people who, because the truth is, when you have money on you, or when you have, no matter how small or how big that money is, you start remembering things that you need to buy. That's when different things will start passing in front of you. That is when one wedding will come up and you have to buy this and buy that. I think discipline and self-control covers all. I respect people who they earn little. You hear people earn low as 20,000, 30,000, but they are living in a rented apartment. They dress nice. They are eating on a daily basis, and then you're asking how come with this small money you are able to do this. And I respect those kind of people a lot. They are not doing other things. It's just that money they are just managing. I respect them because when it comes to discipline, they have it. Discipline and self-control. You see people who hold money, even no matter how big it is in your accounts. That's when, like I said, that's when you remember something that you need to do. But when you're disciplined enough, your yes is your yes, your no is your no. Okay, this 20,000 I have, I'm not going to spend, I'm not going to spend 2,000 naira out of it. The highest thing I want to spend is 1,000, and that is 1,000. And once that money gets to 1,000, no matter what's going to happen, if you like, let your grandmother swallow shovel, they will not bring out any dime from it. It is not like they are being stingy. It is not like they are being whatever with their money. But the fact that they already understand that, look, this money is like breeze, it's like water. When you remove 1,000 out of it, you think, okay, still remaining 19. You remove another 1,000. Before it will get to 5,000, you will not know. And then you start thinking, is it spiritual? Is it a spiritual thing? Sorry. You start wondering, is this something spiritual? You start thinking, is it that they are doing it from my village? Nobody's doing it from your village. They did not lick your pocket. It is the way you spend. It is important that we know how to spend, when to spend, and where to spend.
What to spend on.
When there are people that once they just have money, they want to send to this, send to that, send to this. Like I said, I've said it on this show before. My pastor once said something. He said, when you don't have enough, you're working, you're earning, but you don't have enough, and then you're pitying your family members. My mom, I have to send. Okay, you sent to your mom. My sister, you sent to your sister. My brother, you sent to your brother. You sent to this, you sent to that. Now, when you keep doing that every month, you keep doing that every month, you can never build wealth. You can never grow. But when you are able to, you're saving. You remove, once your salary comes or whatever money comes, you remove your saving. You buy this, you buy that you need. If you want to send to your parents, you send to them. Now, this is what I have left. You know, okay, I have calculated, I have budgeted. Any other thing that comes aside that, it is not what I need now. And I'm not going to spend on that. People need to understand. It is good to spend money. It is sweet to spend money. It is also sweet when you have enough and you're able to spend later.
Yeah, you just heard it from what Confidence said. Financial literacy is just all you need. And Rachel also said discipline and self-control is the key. All right, let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. And now over to our last topic. We'll be talking about comparison. Comparison is a common rational process where individuals evaluate two or more elements to understand their similarities, differences, or relative values. Comparison can have effect on individuals such as jealousy, dissatisfaction, feeling of envy, low self-esteem, amongst others. So social media has also exacerbated the effect by providing constant opportunities for comparison. So I want to know this before we get into the topic proper. Is there anything like a healthy comparison? Yes or no? Well, I know there are healthy comparisons because you want to see the types of Adenuga, Dangote, or $10, and you'll be like, okay, but if your power never reached there, you don't even want to complain. All right. So
it's a dicey thing. It's healthy.
Okay, let's look at it from the two ways. Two ways straight.
Okay, but before I answer that, I just want to say that, people say social media, sometimes I feel, now still people they post on social media last, you understand? So, healthy comparison, and I think comparison is just comparison. Really. But the danger, personally, I do not like the concept of comparing yourself with another person, because your stories can never be the same. Even children, born out of the same the womb of one mother, have two different destinies. Twins, identical, everything. They still their stories are always different. So I have an issue when it comes to comparing, because you're comparing yourself to somebody. You're a king. I always say this to people close to me. Yes, you might not be where you want to be right now, but where you are is not where you were. You're a king in your own lane. I've read articles, I've read books where they say that life stopped for somebody at 45, but life started for somebody at that same 45. So people are different. Yeah. Comparing yourself to somebody. You said something about good and bad. That's why I said compare. I think it's more of
Bad.
I don't want to say there's good and then there's bad. I think it's more of saying ambition. I want to be like this. I want to attain what this person has attained. I want to be able to get to this level. Not that I want to be like this person. Because in comparing yourself to somebody else, you kill the you that should be you. For example, let me break it down. In comparing myself to Rachel, saying, this Rachel, I find girl, I want to be like her. What happened to being like me? Do you understand? But aspiring to be or to get to the level where Rachel has gotten to is not bad in itself. Where it becomes bad is, and when you begin to compare, that's when envy, that's when jealousy, those tiny vices begin to come in. Because once you start to compare yourself with another person, you leave the work you're supposed to be doing on yourself, because you're looking at somebody else. So you're trying to mirror somebody's life to yourself, and sometimes it has adverse effects. When I'm with my people, when I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, stop comparing yourself. I used to tell my parents, then when I had gotten admission, I left the house. My mother would always call me, she would complain that my younger sister is this, my father. I'm like, you need to get to a point where you understand that we're two different people. Yeah, we're your children, but you can't relate to her the way you relate to me. Why? Because I'm a different entity. If you growing up shouting at me worked, it might not work for her. Follow her at her own pace. And at some point I began to see that comparison, because I was away, that comparison, that steady, if it were your sister, I started seeing, those what's the word now? Resentment. It wasn't pronounced, but I was observing it. When I talk to her, she's always, and then I told my mother, I said, you can't continue like this. You're going to kill her person. If you're trying to force, it's like trying to force a square into a circle. So I think comparison, for me personally, I don't think there's anything like good comparison. Comparison is comparison, and I feel like it's not good. Work on yourself. It's good to aspire to be at a level where this person has gotten to. It's good to say, I want to work hard like this. I even want to be better. But saying I want to be like this person, you're changing yourself in some ways.
Okay, so I don't think there's anything as healthy comparison, because even I don't even like the fact that people wish to be like this person. I don't. Yes, it's good when you see people doing good and you like what they are doing. You also want to do better. I don't even wish to be like a person. No matter how wealthy you are, no matter how big you are, no matter how whatever you are, even if you're the president, I do not wish to be like you, because I might tomorrow be more than you. Exactly. So I can't be wishing to be like you. And I do not advise people to wish to be like any other person. You get, but it's good when you see people who are doing good and you appreciate them. You feel good within yourself that this person is doing good. So there's nothing like a healthy comparison for me. And it's so bad that you compare yourself with people. I feel like you're so myopic for you to compare yourself with someone. Because that person you're comparing yourself with, you might be bigger than that person. Yeah. It's just the difference is time. The difference is time. Someone might be big today, and it might be 1 month, just 1 month difference. You might be bigger than that person tomorrow. So I do not like when I see people say, I wish to be like this person. You won't hear people saying something like, I wish an $10 bomb. Like, if your mom or your dad hears that thing, I wish how do you think they'll feel? Imagine your mother coming to your face and saying, I wish a DJ copying on my pikin.
Yeah.
There's this feeling you have. It's not good to compare yourself with any other person, because it now brings you down. It brings your own look. When God created all of us, he created us differently. Now there is a you in you. There is something different, that just as our faces are different, so is how God, our destinies, are differently. Now if you're wishing to be like someone, which means you're no longer thinking of how to make your own self better. You're rather thinking of how to be like that person. And that's why you see people want to copy you, and you are not, you don't have the voice to sing, you cannot sing, but you want to just start singing because the video don't blow through singing. You don't know how to dance, you start going to dance classes because I see this person who knows how to dance. If you are a writer and then someone is a musician, you can start up that writing. There are people who see some of their own talents as being small to some other people.
Yes.
They'll be like, this is my own, I know if you go past this level. Who told you? There are talents, there are things that when you bring in creativity into it, that person you're looking at up there will rush to want to come and, it's just the same way someone who is at the top cannot wish to be like you. Like someone who has already made it cannot start wishing that, I wish I did poor, I wish I no get money. Now, so it's the same thing. It's just that, exactly, it's a reverse. So there's nothing like a healthy comparison. Be you, work on yourself. Bring out that talent in you. Be creative with it. Be determined. Be passionate about what you do, and just stop comparing yourself with people who have worked and worked. So
you did all well said, because this is just, there's this popular Nigerian saying that goes, just because say your indomie done and no mean say me wey dey cook beans, I lazy. That's just
putting in the work.
Yeah.
Rachel said something that just blew my mind. She said, "You're going to dance, you're going to sing because you're this person is singing." When you're doing it, not because you want to do it for yourself, but you're doing it because somebody is doing it. See, you will never get to 100%. You will never get to 100%. So I think it's put in the work, be better, then look for phases of you that will be better, not because you want to be better than somebody, or because you want to look like somebody. You change yourself.
You can only encourage yourself with other people's achievements and success.
To help you keep moving on. Well, comparison is not a fair practice, and it can lead to unnecessary judgment and stereotyping. So it is crucial to acknowledge that everyone is unique in their own way, with different background, experiences, and inherent differences, like we just said. Okay, by celebrating our individuality and embracing our diversity while treating each other with respect and kindness, it will definitely take you far. All right. Well, that's it on today's edition. You already know, talk show where they talk as it be. We would love to hear from you, so be a part of our community by dropping your conversations in our comment section. All right. Don't forget to follow all our social media handles displayed on your screen for more exciting and captivating episodes of Viewpoint. Do subscribe and turn on your little notification bell on our YouTube channel at Oweleketv. Our website is oweleketv. So we'll come your way again.